Hi guys, welcome back to CallMeNakomi. I hope you guys are being safe on day 6 of the quarantine. At least this is what I think of day 6. Basically, I hope you guys are all out there being safe and washing your hands. Purell is not all the end all and be all. It only really protects from bacteria. Washing your hands using Clorox and spray and Clorox wipes. Make sure you see things that basically say viruses and bacteria. Those are the main things that you need to look for so we can be safe. And one day we could basically come back. I was actually planning on going to JordanCon, but at the same time, I had a feeling that they were going to have to end up canceling it, or at the very least, I was going to have to basically be responsible for me and my family and decide to skip this year's JordanCon, which makes me very, very sad because I was really looking forward to coming out and seeing everybody. But hopefully, on some way, shape, or form, we maybe get to do a JordanCon virtually. That would be so awesome. I want to see people out there. I want to see maybe the cast, maybe not specifically giving information about the show and things, but what they think about their characters and stuff like that. So that would be really awesome if we could have a virtual JordanCon if we can't have a physical JordanCon. Now, getting into my thoughts, first thing is finally turn calves. I don't specifically get it. I know that women are attracted to lots of different things, but finally turn calves, that is just weird to me. I have really huge calves, so I'm wondering basically if is that considered a finely turned calf? I think compared to my thighs, that basically it's not specifically proportionate, but my body type and my family's body type is very muscle dense, so I just ended up with big calves basically. But finally turned calves. Somebody hit me up on callmenakomi@gmail.com or drop a comment and let me know what exactly is your definition of finely turned calves. Also, before I keep on going on, please like and subscribe to the video. I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed this video and all my other videos, and I really do enjoy seeing comments, and I appreciate your likes, letting me know that I'm doing a okay job. I'm hoping one day to do a great job, and also maybe to bring other people on, do some different things. So getting back to my thoughts, Wheel of Time thoughts. I'm so happy to basically get involved, or at least be more introduced to the community, meeting or at least speaking to people and more people about the Wheel of Time, the book series that I love so much, and hearing their thoughts and theories. I missed the whole Dragon Mount and Reddit theory discussions, so all these theories were just trapped in my mind. And so sometimes when I come up with things, it'll basically just be off of my own personal thoughts. Please hit me up, let me know if I'm completely wrong. We can discuss, but I just basically go off my own personal thoughts and experiences, and then that's basically what reading is about. You read something and you get your own picture in your mind and your own thoughts of people's motivations and their decisions. So I think that's great. I love to hear what people think about different characters. I have my own thoughts of people's on different characters and what their motivations and decisions were. Like how much people hate Gawain, and honestly, I am on board with that. I think that Gawain is the worst. I believe that on his birth certificate it says Gawain is the worst Trakand. Just like I believe that Elaine basically decided to make him her prince of swords because she's just so much better than him. He would make her look good. So he's the worst. Galad, I feel like his name should be Galad is the man, Damadred. And he did the right thing. He always does the right thing. Some people might be like, oh, just let this person slide, but that's just not what he does. I feel it's interesting because I kind of thought about it and found parallels with his mother, Tigraine, who even though she was leaving her child, which was, some people might think is the worst thing that she could do, but she decided that to save the world, she has to do what she has to do. So she left her son and went out into the waste. And funny enough, his half brother Rand, who ended up basically, sacrificing his life basically to save the world, did what he had to do, and did it the way that he felt was the best way that he could do it. So I think it's really interesting hearing people's different discussions about characters, which leads me to the meat of my video today, basically, which is about Min. I love Min. She's one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite female characters on the show, in the book series. And I hear some people basically saying things on, not specifically to cite anybody. I'm not, mostly because I'm really bad with names sometimes. But I watch the Dusty Wheel all the time, and they had a discussion about Min, and with some people were saying that she is nothing more than a sexy lamp. And I was just like, a sexy lamp? What kind of disrespectful stuff is that to say about Min? I get it. She basically fawned over Rand and everything like that, basically, but you have to understand where she's coming from. And I guess while I was reading to the book series, I understood her decision making. She had a viewing. She knew that no matter what she did, her viewings will come out right. It's not the fact that she basically decided to throw everything to the wind. She complained about the fact that basically, he's not specifically the kind of person that she thought that she would go for. He's younger than her, and he's a little bit immature, and she goes for the more sophisticated person. But at the same time, she knew she would fall in love with him. And what better to do than basically to use her superpower to basically help him. So she decided when she could to basically go by his side and use her power to help him succeed, and at the same time be near the man that she loves. And I mean, okay, I get it. She could have basically went out with Nynaeve and Elaine, as she pretty much did in Egwene in the beginning of the books, and got sidetracked from what she really needed to do. Okay, so she could have been this independent woman doing what she wanted to do, but almost getting killed every 3 seconds because she's messing around with Elaine and Nynaeve, the two of the most irresponsible people that's in the book. But okay, they're out there doing basically their independent woman thing, and she basically decides to say, yeah, okay, so about that, I'm going to go to my man, and I'm going to use my powers, and I'm going to help him succeed and save the world. You're welcome. Anyway, so besides that, okay, so she's about, she's a few years older than Rand at the time of the books. So let's say she's 24 years old. What were you doing at 24? Were you out there saving the world? No. You probably were basically, hoping that the student loan people would forget about you while you're at home mucking out your dad's stable, or just basically trying to live your best life in Cancun, So it just basically makes me think to myself, every person is different, and yeah, I get it. You would rather her basically have had a great character arc and came through as the, Joan of Arc character who saves I get everybody basically has their role. She knew her role, and her role was basically to use her powers to help as many people as possible. And she basically, Rand wasn't the only person that she helped. Besides the fact that she leveled up her powers, not just basically her powers, but her intellect, by reading Harriet Fell's books and understanding, a lot of different things about theory and philosophy, which basically ended up helping Rand to figure out how he was supposed to shore up the hole in the prison or reseal the Dark One. She basically helped to keep Swan and Gareth Bryn alive. She helped basically Moraine to figure out exactly, to make the careful steps that she needed to do to keep Rand alive. At the end, she basically figured she found the Morgadine, who was basically posing as a Shanshan servant, and helped to save the world by basically sending the Shanshan back into the war when people were basically right and left telling Tuon, nah, stay where you at. No, she basically realized that what Rand needed was for her to basically use her gifts to help him save the world, and he knew that would basically be a good place for her to be. Yes, she ends up getting used by many people, but at the same time, if she really felt that she was in danger, or that she was going to be sidetracked to a point where she'd never be able to help, or it would doom the world, she would find a way to basically escape. So thank goodness, basically, she ended up being able to get back to Rand and was able to help him until he basically was able to do what he needed to do at the last battle. So my props to Min. She's my favorite female character. And basically, boo to all you people who basically think that she's a sexy lamp. I cancel that. Anyway, getting back to more thoughts. So another thought that I have is basically Matt, which is another one of my favorite characters. He's definitely, Min is in my top 5, and Matt is definitely my top 2. Honestly, I could argue that he's my number 1, but at the same time, I mean, there's a lot of people in there. So, but Matt, all the ways that I could count how much I love you, Matt. But the one specific thing that I'm going to talk about, or 2 specific things that I'm going to talk about for Matt, is he was lucky enough that he actually said exactly the right thing that he needed to do to begin his marriage to Tuon. Out of all the things that could have came to his mind when he found out that she was the daughter of the 9 moons, he says 3 times without saying anything else, she is my wife. Although he might have said she is my bloody wife. The daughter of the 9 moons is my bloody wife. And which is so cute when she basically kind of said it the same way at the end when she completes the marriage. But of all things that he could have said, he basically just lucked out and said exactly the thing that he needed to say to begin fulfilling that part of his prophecy, quote unquote, or the prophecy, because it basically says that he's supposed to combine to marry the daughter of the 9 moons. So I thought that was amazing that basically that happened. Also, a character that I always found so interesting in other stories or another movie was Domino from Deadpool. And as soon as I saw her character in the movie, you know, her superpower is being lucky. And it's so funny because basically everybody was just like, that's not a superpower. How exactly is that a superpower? And then she basically runs out into the middle of a war zone and everything. Basically, she doesn't even pay attention to anything else. She just stays focused on what she needs to do and ends up basically getting to exactly where she needs to be. That's so awesome. So I always thought immediately when I saw that, I thought about Matt. And I just wondered, how are they going to basically show Matt's luck on the battlefield? I understand that he is a very skilled fighter, and so it's not all about just basically him being lucky and just not paying attention to everything else. But at the same time, it makes me think also of Jon Snow in Battle of the Bastards, how it just so happens that he basically ducks down and all the arrows end up missing him. I thought that was one of the coolest things that I've seen on TV, and like I was just wondering, how are they going to portray Matt's luck on the battlefield? So I wonder, what do you guys think? What's your comments on that? Please let me know if you have any opinions or how you think that is basically going to be portrayed. Please let me know your other thoughts on your favorite characters, but I want to know your thoughts. What's your favorite book? Who's your favorite character and why? Please drop me a message on this video or a comment on the video. Please like the video. I will definitely get back to you guys. I love talking to people who have seen my videos and just communing with everyone in the Randland world during this time of social distancing and quarantine, quote unquote. I feel like this is the time now for us to stay the most connected as we can, as we stay safe. So I hope to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed the video and my thoughts. Please let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. And until next time, call me Nakomi.